the rats would have been here by now. Hey everyone, this is Rabbit's Blog Animation Bliss, and welcome to another International Cartoon Corner. So today's international cartoon we talk about today is the Czech Republic animated film, The Pied Piper, also known as Krysar. And before I get into my thoughts about this film, here are a few words from the channel. So you guys may have noticed I'm actually wearing a different t-shirt for today. That's right, this t-shirt I actually created with my own hands. I did the designs and everything, I did the colors. So you guys might be wondering, well, that's a beautiful t-shirt, Rabbit Ears Blog, where did you get it? Well, I'll tell you, I actually made this t-shirt from Teespring. So if you guys really like this t-shirt, you love the rainbow colors, the creative designs and everything, and you want to get your own t-shirt, then please feel free to go to teespring.com and get your own rainbow color TV, video game, and movie t-shirt today. So if you're a huge fan of movies, TV shows, and video games in general, you can support your love for video games, TV shows, and movies in general by getting this shirt today. Really love this t-shirt. So colorful and so beautiful to look at. Alright, Animaniacs, now let's get on the social media train. Want to chat with us in 100 words or less? Then check out our Twitter account. Want to chat with us within a group? Then check out our Facebook account. Want to get the lowdown on everything dealing with animation on this channel? Then check all the above. And now, we return to our regularly scheduled program. So the film starts off with us seeing the village of Hamlin. And in this town, the people of Hamlin are actually greedy people who only care about money and are constantly mistreating each other. And what's even worse is that the town leaders are greedy people who only indulge on the luxuries they have and therefore are wasting a lot of food that's being given to them. One day, however, a swarm of rats ends up coming to the town of Hamlin and ends up overtaking the town of Hamlin. It was then that a mysterious man named the Pied Piper comes into the town of Hamlin, and he offers his services to the town leaders by saying that he will get rid of the rats if they pay him. So of course the town leaders agreed to this, and the Pied Piper ends up playing his pipe, and he ends up luring the rats to the edge of town, where they ended up falling down into the creek and drowning. And once that deed is done, the Pied Piper ends up falling in love with this innocent young woman, and for a while they were happy. And then the Pied Piper goes to the town leaders to get his pay, but then the town leaders decide that they weren't going to pay the Pied Piper, and things just get worse for the town of Hamlin from that point forward. So what are my thoughts about this film? I love this film. Like, I never heard of this movie before until I watched Steve Review's video on this movie, and I was like, this movie looks interesting to me. And so I actually sat down and watched this movie, and I ended up falling in love with it. So one of the things I really loved about this movie was the darker and edgier tone of the film. Even though I wasn't the biggest fan of the original Pied Piper of Hamlin fairy tale, I will admit that there were some dark elements in the original fairy tale, but this movie managed to take those darker elements up to 11 by having the people of Hamlin actually be selfish jerks in this continuity. And also, you have the atmosphere, which is much darker and scarier than what you see in the original fairy tale, as things always look so bleak in the town of Hamlin. And then, of course, you got the Pied Piper himself, who looks much scarier than he does in any other interpretation of this fairy tale. As in other interpretations of the fairy tale, the Pied Piper always has this Jester-like appearance, but in this particular movie, the Pied Piper looks like a scary-looking drifter, and he even has a scary-looking face that just pretty much tells the audience that he's a very mysterious character with possible sinister motives. So I do like how they created the Pied Piper in this movie, and how they made the atmosphere of this movie much darker and edgier than the original fairy tale. And then in this movie you also get a bit of violence, while it's not as bad as some of the other darker and edgier interpretations of fairy tales I've seen before. There is some blood in this movie, and you do see the rats actually drown, which was really terrifying. So I do like the more violent and darker, edgier aspect of this particular movie. Another thing I really liked about this movie was the animation itself. I really love how all the characters were designed. Like, if you've seen The Nightmare Before Christmas before, then this movie is pretty much modeled after The Nightmare Before Christmas, or before The Nightmare Before Christmas, since The Nightmare Before Christmas came out in the 90s and this movie came out in the 80s. But anyway, It does have a similar art style to The Nightmare Before Christmas, as you have these creepy looking characters coming onto the screen, and then you see the town of Hamlin itself, and you see how distorted the buildings look, and even there were some scenes where the rats look bigger than the humans, even though that's not possible because rats can't be bigger than humans. But anyway, I do love that distorted feel to the animation itself, as it made this movie even creepier to watch, and I just love that dark tone to this movie, and I think the animation greatly captures the more darker, edgier tone of this particular story compared to the original fairy tale. Now, if there was a problem that I had with this movie, is that I felt like some of the characters weren't developed that well. Like, for instance, you got the innocent woman who's in this film, and I felt like she didn't get a lot of development in this movie other than just being a love interest of the Pied Piper and being the more innocent character in the movie. Like, I wish that she got more character moments throughout this movie that shows that she's not greedy and selfish like the people of Hamlin are, that she's actually pure and she's innocent, and I wish that we had more scenes of her doing more things while she was in the town of Hamlin. Like, maybe when she's shopping or something like that, she's like the only person in the town of Hamlin who's like not greedy about anything, is actually being very nice to other people. I would have liked to see more of that aspect of a character to showcase just how innocent she is compared to the other characters. And then you got another character like the fisherman himself, who's also seemingly innocent, but again, we don't get a lot of moments with him, and I wish that there were some moments with the fisherman to showcase how innocent he is compared to the people of Hamlin. So because these two characters are the most innocent characters in the entire movie, I felt like we didn't get a lot of development with these two characters, and I wish that we got more development with these two characters just to show how different they are from the people of Hamlin and how much impact they had towards the plot. But overall, I really enjoyed the Pied Piper. It's such an interesting and dark take on the original Pied Piper of Hamlin fairy tale, and I just enjoy watching these darker, edgier takes of my favorite fairy tales. So if you want to watch a darker, edgier take on the Pied Piper of Hamlin, I highly recommend you check out the Pied Piper, or Krysar as it's known. So that's my review on the Pied Piper, and tell me in the comments down below, have you seen the Pied Piper? And if you have, did you like this movie? Did you hate this movie? And what's your favorite darker, edgier take on a classic fairy tale? Please feel free to tell me in the comments down below. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is Robbie's blog, Animation Bliss, and I'll see you guys later.